Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
The San Diego Council on Literacy brings you Literacy for All with your host, Jose Cruz.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Jose Cruz from the San Diego Council on Literacy. You're listening to the Literacy for All radio show on WS Radio. Our guest for the next two segments is the Executive Director of the Diamond Educational Excellence Partnership, otherwise known as DEEP, Gina Gianzero. Dr. Gina Gianzero, I never call you that. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Jose. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, so glad to have you back. You know, we're going to do a little bit of a back and forth, things that are happening now with DEEP, and just a little bit more of the fundamentals about DEEP later on. I know there's some things that you really want to talk about, and let's give this a little bit of context because we are in a time right now, a very rare time in our country and in the world, where the schools are out. And this is because of the virus that we're all dealing with it. There's been a lot of adjustments, pretty much everybody in every aspect of our lives. But you're doing something with the Diamond Educational Excellence Partnership called Shelter in Place. This is a mandate, and you wanted to talk to us about how you're navigating this mandate given the current situation.
Yeah, so we're particularly concerned, right, because many of the children whom we serve in Southeast San Diego already suffer from lots of barriers to learning that make it hard for them to be on grade level, and we're really trying to make sure they can read by third grade. So when they're at home and they're in homes where there is not always internet access or computers, or maybe family members who can readily assume the responsibility for homeschooling, we're trying to do everything we can to fill their day with opportunities to read. So we are hosting twice weekly read-alouds. We have DEEP staff online. Those read-alouds are posted up on our Facebook page, facebook.com DEEP San Diego. And so every Wednesday and Friday we post a new read-aloud. Of course, you can access it at any time. And in addition, we've issued a reading challenge to the children at our partner schools in Southeast San Diego. And we're challenging them to read 7 books or for 7 hours every week that they're out of school and record those book names and the hours they've read and return them to school when we get back to school. And then we will have a raffle of about 20 gift cards.
Wonderful.
For kids who have completed that. We've also provided lots of beautiful books to teachers who were not able to get their books out of their classrooms. And they're doing some online teaching. And thanks to the San Diego Council on Literacy and thanks to Words Alive, we were able to make these books available to teachers at one of our partner schools, and we were also able to just run books out to cars as families came to pick up meals. So we would say, what grade are your kids in? And we'd grab a bunch of books and we'd hand them over. So those are the kinds of things we've been trying to do.
Gina, wow. Have you been taking pictures of this? I mean, just given, we're not that far into the isolation, but you've jumped right into this and in the best place because we know the kids are out of school, but they're still coming in for breakfast and lunch. And so there you are already. How are you doing this in communication with the schools, things being what they are, because things are a little bit broken up right now?
Right. Well, of course, one of the advantages of our work is that we have very strong relationships with the partner principals and actually many of the teachers at the 5 schools that we support. And so, they're letting me know on a regular basis different things that are happening at their schools. And so I was aware of an opportunity over at Choyas Mead Elementary, and we made the most of it. The other thing I did want to mention, too, is that we have built little libraries. I don't know if everyone's familiar with what those are, but they're small little houses on posts and they make books available to people in the community. And as part of our summer reading campaign last summer, we built 4 little libraries, and they're near 4 of our partner schools, hosted by stewards' families, and we are making sure that those are fully stocked.
Very good.
So if you are a child at Encanto or Choice Mead or Johnson or Webster Elementary, your little library is very close to your school. You can find out where it is on our website if you don't know exactly, and there are plenty of books there.
You know, this with all that's happening right now, Gina, we need this news out there. And so, I do hope you have pictures. And 2, let's talk about how we can get some media attention to the book giveaways and just your whole way of dealing with, school being out. This is since the beginning of March, April, May. I mean, it's a whole new world. And so, the teachers have done a great job just scrambling and finding ways to access resources, but you've really stepped up with some good ideas in a way that's making that connection to the students and the families. So let me ask you.
We're trying our best.
Very good. Tell me what it means to post a read aloud.
What does it mean to post a read aloud?
Yeah.
So we actually have a deep staff person who has selected a book. We send out flyers in advance to our schools letting them know which books will be read, and I'm happy to provide those to you as well, Jose, each week. And then our person has video recorded herself reading the book. We ask questions. We make comments that we're hoping kids will be answering among themselves as they watch. The video is not live because we were concerned about possible interruptions. So what we do is we say we post them on Wednesdays and Thursdays and Wednesdays and Fridays of every week at 2 o'clock, but you can access them anytime through our Facebook page. And
that's better.
You can also access them through YouTube. We have several different ways to get to them. But Facebook is probably the best way. So if you go on Facebook, it'll take you right to the read aloud.
And are you finding that the families and the students in the schools are, 1, getting the information that you want them to get, and 2, are going online, going to Facebook and accessing the read alouds? And do you have a way of counting that?
Well, we certainly know that our principals are sharing our materials in their communications with their families. We also have, well over 2,000 views of several of our read alouds to date. And we actually boost out directly to the zip codes of our schools. So we can see who is logging on from those zip codes. We don't know exactly who, but we know what zip code a viewer is coming from.
Nice. How were you able to, I have to ask, how were you able to set this up given, because like I said, I'll tell you the date, it's March 26th. And so this gap that we have is relatively new. You have done things in a pretty quick way, and I know that this is going to keep coming. 7 books, 7 hours a week reading. Right. It's a great thing, and we want the kids reading. As you said, we want them to be reading at a grade level by grade 3, and you're not letting up. And you're moving out there with the little library. So were you already kind of working on this, or it's like, hey, we have partners out there. Let's do this. This is one way of closing the gap.
Well, we didn't expect that schools would be closed. So this was quite sudden. And so really, we've just been working very earnestly from our homes to make this happen. And we are also grateful to our partners, like the Council on Literacy, like Words Alive, because we ran over there and we stacked our cars with books, and we made this happen.
Very good. Yeah. Very good. Now, who's we're going to go to break in about a minute and a half, but it sounds like you have enough hands out there. I mean, it's a little bit, folks are staying indoors for the most part, but your folks are making sure that those little libraries are being filled. I didn't even know about this aspect of your work. So tell me just a little bit about that.
The little libraries in particular?
Yes, specifically.
Okay, so that was part of our summer reading campaign because we tried to get residents of Southeast San Diego doing as much reading as possible during the summer. And we were able to bring the local branch library from 29 out of 36 branches in terms of summer reading all the way up to 10. And a lot of it was through read-alouds in the community as well as through these little libraries and book bins all over the city.
Wonderful.
We now have regular ways of communicating with the little library hosts, and they will let us know if a little library needs restocking. So we try to avoid sending people out because we all want to be respectful of this stay-at-home mandate. So we minimize the delivery so that we can quickly drop things off and not really have contact with people, and we can leave the books in the little libraries. And, of course, wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
After,
Thank you.
before you touch a book, after you touch a book.
Yeah, and let's come back to all that because we're going to go to break right now. I want to talk to you more about the little library and other things that you're doing. And I want to talk to you more about DEEP and then the whole idea of creating a culture of reading because I know you're deep into that. So we're going to be back with Gina Gianzero, as she is the Executive Director of DEEP, the Diamond Educational Excellence Partnership. You've been listening to the Literacy for All radio show on WS Radio, the worldwide leader in Internet talk.
I've heard this is like one of the best pizza spots in town.
Yes, it is.
I'll do a slice of pepperoni, slice of vegetarian.
You got it.
And I will pay for all of that in 3 days.
In 3 days? What's that mean?
Well, wait, you accept credit cards. That money's not going to hit your account for 3 days anyway.
I need my money quicker.
At Chase, we hear you. With Express Funding, card payments are in your Chase account the next business day. Go to chase.com/expressfunding. Chase for business, so you can.
Compensated participation. All businesses are subject to credit approval. Not all clients are eligible for next business day funding, and additional terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
Donate cash, furniture, clothes, and other gently used household items to Father Joe's Villages and get a nice tax break in April. Every donation is tax deductible. Believe you can make a difference. Be Father Joe. Go to neighborhood.org or call 1-800-HOMELESS to donate today.
Life is full of misadventures, from car crashes to home fires to getting choked out on the mat. Yes, I said getting choked out because I'm Carlos Kramer, jiu-jitsu competitor, MMA and media personality, and mild-mannered insurance agent. You can follow my adventures on Kick-Ass Radio, and I can protect you from life's misadventures at Kramer Insurance. Home, auto, life, business, and workers' comp. We're at KramerINS.com, and I want you to join my world.
This is Bill Gruber with BizVid Communications, a Southern California video production leader. We've been honored to sponsor, produce, write, and host many of the fine programs on WS Radio over the years. So we understand how important the internet and your website exposure are. As video producers, we know the tricks and secrets to incorporate video to increase your search engine optimization and business success. Visit bizvidcommunications.com to see what we can do for you. BIZVID communications.com.
Too much to do? Not enough time to get it done? Call on the experts at Another 8 Hours for your business support needs. By partnering with Another 8 Hours, we allow you to focus on the more important matters, like being in front of your clients, doing what you do best, rather than being stuck at a desk poring over paperwork, rummaging through emails, returning phone calls, and struggling to get everything done by yourself. Meanwhile, your family and social life are going down the drain. Go to another8hours.com or call 8 more hours. That's 866-734-6877.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
Can you imagine a world without children? A world where children don't play, or dream, or imagine.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're working every day to find cures for diseases that strike down children. Because we can't imagine a world without children. Can you?
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. To learn how you can help, log on to our website, stjude.org.
Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
The San Diego Council on Literacy brings you Literacy for All with your host, Jose Cruz.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Jose Cruz. We've been speaking to Gina Gianzero. She is the executive director for the Diamond Educational Excellence Partnership, otherwise known as DEEP. Gina, just exciting news coming from the work that you and your team are doing. We have, just because of what's up front in front of us, all the good things that you're doing, but could you give folks just a real fundamental, a real primer, of what DEEP is, what you're doing, and how what you're doing is playing into what's taking place today?
Sure. So we are leading a collaborative effort. We're a nonprofit, and we bring together multiple organizations, other nonprofits, the school district, government, other government agencies, universities, to all work together toward a shared goal of third grade reading proficiency for children in Southeast San Diego. And we have several partner schools that we're working with at this current time. And we organize these partners around three strategic priorities. One is making sure that we can support caregivers of children ages 0 to 5 in preparing them for kindergarten, because we know that third grade proficiency isn't reached by suddenly paying attention to kids in third grade. The second strategic priority is strengthening the in-school supports that teachers are able to provide to children in early literacy instruction, as well as supports to address barriers to success like chronic absenteeism or mental health issues. And again, we work with university partners on both of these strategic priorities. And the third is offering extended learning opportunities beyond the school day that really reinforce and expand upon that strong in-school instruction and keep kids learning throughout school breaks. So that is really why what we have now is a school break, and we're trying to do our best to keep kids learning. It's not as formalized as it is during a normal summer break where we operate actual full-day, 5-week programs to support these children.
Right, but
that's the gist of it.
Yeah, you have that caregiver part in place. I mean, the whole emphasis on books and reading 1,000 books in a year, and the little library, and then just the things that you have that are posted, the read alouds. All of those things are perfect, or as good as you can expect given things. So it's a fantastic thing. One of the things I want to say to you, Gina, and to our listeners. The Council on Literacy itself is a big investor of what's happening in the Diamond community and in this program. And just talking to our partners, we don't have anything else like this. And there are models out there. People talk about the Harlem Zone. Well, we're not Harlem. We're San Diego, and this is the Diamond community. And we see what we see at the schools that we're targeting. It's a different place. It's a different culture. But it's still kind of the same idea of collaborating and generating partnerships, bringing people in, having them invest and dealing with things in the way that you're dealing with them. And so I just want to tell you and our listeners that you're our Harlem Zone. And hopefully, because you're not just doing the work, you're showing the outcomes, and that's important. So we're just hoping people catch on to what's taking place there. So thank you and congratulations for the work that you're doing. What is your achievement that you're the most proud of?
Well, I certainly have to say that I am quite proud of the fact that we have endured in bringing these partners together consistently now since about 2013. We still pack the room with partners when we meet quarterly to collaborate and to figure out how we're going to address this complex problem. And that's really why we do this in partnership, because the problem is complex, and it has roots both inside and outside schools. And so we need actors from all areas to come together to really address the problem in a powerful way.
Can you
I
describe?
guess our most
I was going to say, can you
Sure.
describe
Go
some of
ahead.
those actors? What are some of the agencies? Council on Literacy, that's an obvious one. Words Alive. How about some of the others?
Well, I guess one that I want to highlight in light of your earlier program is that we have a really exciting partnership with the San Diego Children's Choir. And that is because we do know that music is closely linked to literacy.
Mm-hmm.
And so they are now providing early music in all of the pre-K and K classrooms at 4 of our partner schools. So they're actually serving over 300 students at no cost to the schools or to DEEP. But they're doing exactly what your earlier guests rightly noted we lack, and that is some sort of early music in those early grades, because it is critical. And we also had the San Diego Children's Choir come and present at one of our child care provider workshops, where we had, family child care providers from the community learning how to use music and dance together to cross hemispheres of the brain. Children learned different voices that they have. So it's very exciting. And we think literacy is way more than just phonics and fluency. It is building background knowledge and learning through different modalities. So we also use art. We work with the Elementary Institute of Science to use science. Groundwork San Diego. These are some of our partners that help us build children's vocabulary and background knowledge in other disciplines, all of
Excellent.
which makes them better readers.
Excellent. What is one stat you would share, or outcome you would share with our listeners? If you could say, here's one of the things we've done. And I know there's different grade levels and such.
Well, this is the stat, and I know you've shared this in some of your writing about what we've been doing, and that is there are 11 feeder elementary schools into the local high school in Southeast San Diego, the local district-run high school, Lincoln High. And of those 11 elementary schools, only 2 schools have had consistent upward growth in the percentage of third graders reading at grade level since 2015. And I point to 2015 because that's the first year that the new state standardized test came out, and that is what we are using in this instance. And only one school is outperforming our school in the last round of data. So the 2 schools that are having the consistent upward growth are DEEP's longest partner schools. And those are schools that have implemented supports along all 3 of our strategic priorities. So we think we have a model that's actually working.
Yeah, very good, very good. We have about a minute left, Gina. I did want to talk to you about the culture of reading, but I want to make sure people know how to get in touch with you if they want to learn more about DEEP, report more, invest more. So how can they do that?
So they can reach us several ways. We can be reached at our website, www.deepsd.org, or on Facebook or Instagram. They can type Facebook into facebook.com, Deep San Diego, Instagram, Deep San Diego, Twitter, @Deep San Diego. And if they'd like to help with some of our planning for summer, which we certainly hope will come to pass and we know will be greatly needed, we also have a GoFundMe page where if you type in Deep 2020, you'll learn about scholarships that we want to offer children who are struggling readers who will be entering grades 2 and 3 at our partner schools next school year.
Okay.
And we want to be able to help them this summer.
Excellent. I'm going to cut you off. It's just perfect timing, Gina. Let's have you back. Great things are happening in the Diamond community. Thank you for being with us. And listeners, thank you.
Sure.
All right. You've been listening to the Literacy for All radio show on WS Radio, the worldwide leader in Internet talk.
$8,000 to build schools for South African children. After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
In the military, things can change in an instant. Your personal life is just the same. Just like you protect our country, you want your family protected. That's why thousands of military members trust Navy Mutual Life Insurance. Navy Mutual is nonprofit, providing current and former Navy, Marine, and Coast Guard families with life insurance, no sales fees, and no military service restrictions. Protecting members on active duty and beyond. Call 1-800-628-6011, 800-628-6011, NavyMutual.org, insuring those who serve.
Nowadays, internet devices are an integral part of your home. Everyone in your family has a smartphone, tablet, or a computer. Life is easier knowing that all your devices are secured and your family can surf the internet carefree. ESET Multi-Device Security Pack does just that. One license for all your devices. With ESET, it's simple to stay protected and save money. Enjoy safer technology with ESET Multi-Device Security Pack at ESET.com. That's ESET.com.
I've heard this is like one of the best pizza spots in town.
Yes, it is.
I'll do a slice of pepperoni, slice of vegetarian.
You got it.
And I will pay for all of that in 3 days.
In 3 days? What's that mean?
Well, wait, you accept credit cards. That money's not going to hit your account for 3 days anyway.
I need my money quicker.
At Chase, we hear you. With Express Funding, card payments are in your Chase account the next business day. Go to chase.com/expressfunding. Chase for business, so you can.
Compensated participation. All businesses are subject to credit approval. Not all clients are eligible for next business day funding, and additional terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
Tired of presentations with no impact, no inspiration, and no traction? Do dull speakers have you and your team disengaged and distracted by smartphones? Christopher McAuliffe brings energy, insights, and 2 decades of experience, delivered with punch, humor, and heart. Your team will leave energized, uplifted, and with a sense of purpose. Visit ChristopherMcAuliffe.com to bring some heat to your next speaking engagement. McAuliffe. ChristopherMcAuliffe.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. MOZEguitars.com, 619-698-1185.